You've put your blood, sweat, and tears into creating a storefront that lights you up, serves your clients well, and contributes significantly to the community you love. You are my hero, and I affectionately call you a rebel woman. Hey there, my name is Melissa Rose, a brick and mortar business owner with a handful of kiddos and a few passion projects that I head up like this one. I'm also your visibility coach and consultant for a service-based business like yours. I'm passionate about helping small business owners thrive in their community and become the only option in town for their industry. In this podcast, we're going to share the nitty-gritty of running a successful brick and mortar business by sharing stories, talking strategies, and learning practical tips to run a kick-ass business. Ready to be inspired, empowered, and equipped to create the small business of your dreams? Let's get real. Hello. Welcome back to Brick and Mortar Visibility. It's Melissa here. How are my rebel women doing? I am coming to you on Tuesday morning, and I'm in my car before a meeting. I'm on a timeline. It is crazy busy. It is recital week because I have a dance studio for those of you that don't know. So we have recital this weekend. And let's just say every minute is scheduled out. And because I'm a consistency girl, I did not want to miss this week because I have a really value-packed episode here. Because I recently spoke at a women's group in Stillwater, Minnesota, for those of you that are local, Women's Business Bridge in Stillwater. And I spoke last week, and I just absolutely love teaching. I'm pretty damn passionate. When I teach dance, when I have private lessons, I have to let my students know that I'm going to be on you. Like I'm physically going to be touching you and correcting you and helping you feel the muscles and helping you see how this should feel so you can do things bigger and better. And it's the same way with teaching business strategies, okay, and specifically SEO. So I had the awesome opportunity to speak to WBB and those women, and I just cherish that opportunity to speak and share and teach and help business owners be the only option in town. So thank you to WBB for having me. If you are in an organization or a networking group that would love to have a speaker come in and teach you about SEO and how to do it and how to do it well so that you are shown up first, reach out. I would love to help. Let's just talk weather for a second because we're Wisconsin girl here. And last week was Mother's Day. I hope you all had a beautiful Mother's Day if you are a mama or celebrated your mama well. This was fun. It was the first year. Sophia is my oldest, and she's at St. Thomas. And it was the first year where she's out of the house. And I'm like, this will be fun to see how this goes down because she's kind of the mother hen, right? Wake up Sunday morning and I'm like, we're going to church. We're leaving at 8. And my fourth baby's TJ, he's like, oh, Mom. I go, buddy, do you know what day it is? And he's like, Sunday. And I said, it's Mother's Day, so shut your trap. And he goes, oh, it is? I didn't know. So then they were so good. So baby number one invited me to church in Minneapolis. It was so great she's really gotten into her faith since she left for school. And just so cool to see that journey with her and just took my boys. We went to her church. She had got me fancy coffee from Starbucks and flowers. And we got a picture because she knows that's my thing. I need to get a picture. And then I dropped flowers off to my grandma Jeanette. She's my adopted mom. She's just my soulmate. And so I dropped off flowers there. Then we came home. I went to the nursery by myself and picked up flowers for my pots in my happy place. And I learned this amazing phrase. Okay, so for you gardeners out there, you might know this, but I never knew this one. So if you're planting pots, you want to have a thriller, a filler, and a spiller. All right? And if you know what I mean, if you do pots, you know what I mean. You need a thriller, a filler, and a spiller. And so I overheard somebody saying that to her daughter, and I was just like, oh my God, I've never heard that in all my years of gardening, and I love it. So there you go. You're welcome. And then I had family dinner with the other 4, made some lasagna because it was really cold and rainy in the morning. So I was like, we are not grilling out. We're going to make lasagna. And it was just awesome. I am beyond blessed to have 5 healthy children, and I got to see them all on Mother's Day. So Mama is flying high, and now we're ready and ramped up to go into recital week, and then summer can officially start. So here we go. We are going to dive into what... if you have an MLM
or direct marketing business, okay? How can you show up on the Googles? This question was brought up to me by somebody from the last speaking gig, and I was like, yes, this is a very legit question, and I wanted to mention it, but I totally forgot to mention it at the top of my speech, because if you have an MLM, you might just be like, this doesn't pertain to me. I can't do anything. And I can speak confidently to this because I have an MLM. I sell Rodan and Fields, okay? So with an MLM, like if you're in doTERRA or Rodan and Fields or Mary Kay or anything like that, or Legal Shield, you cannot have a website of your own. Yes, you can. I mean, you can, but it's not your own where you can optimize it. It is under the brand of the parent company, okay? Now, if you have a franchise like Farrell's kickboxing or budget blinds or something like that, like a Core Power Yoga, that is a franchise. And that they give you that is where you can create a Google business profile, and then they give you the graphics and everything. And then you are able to use your Google business profile to come up first. But with the MLMs, that is not the case. So how the hell can you make this work for you? Here's what you need to do. You need to create a personal brand. And before you freak out, let me walk you through this. So how the heck can you do this? You need to create a separate URL, okay? A separate website, a separate domain, all right? So for me, I'm going to just do what I do, MsMelissaRose.com. Now, I thought long and hard, do I do brickandmortarvisibility.com? Do I do, I don't know. Those were the only two options. So MsMelissaRose.com or Brick and Mortar Visibility. And I was like, you know what? What if Brick and Mortar Visibility doesn't work? Okay. I am always going to be Ms. Melissa Rose. Always. And even for those of you that don't know, Rose is not my last name. It's my middle name. Okay. So I got divorced. I did not change my last name because I didn't want to pull focus to the kiddos. So I went by my middle name, Melissa Rose. And I love it. And I'm never not going to be Ms. Melissa Rose. Okay. So that is who I am. And I was like, you know what? I can have 50 businesses and they can be all under MsMelissaRose.com, and then I can go from there. Okay. So that's what I did. Now, and that's what I recommend you do, or something that pertains to you. And then you need to have a website, but it doesn't need to be this huge extravagant thing. You can simply have a landing page where you talk about who you are, what you do, and who you serve. And then you can have an opt-in, either a pop-up. I would also have an opt-in later on, and a button that links to your Legal Shield or your Rodan and Fields or your Mary Kay. Okay? So that's the base version. If you want more, I would build out a website. I would have an about page. I would have definitely a blog, and I would then have products and services, okay, that you do. Okay. Now, let's say for me, I do Rodan and Fields. So I would have MsMelissaRose.com. And on that, if I was only doing Rodan and Fields, I would definitely talk about my family. Like I would have a picture of my family, my kiddos, because that's super important to me, my kids. And I would probably just talk life coaching type things, things that I've learned as a parent, as a wife, as an ex-wife, navigating parenthood. Okay. So I would probably talk about that, and I would talk about on my blog. So this is how I would do it. If I was that, I would have a blog and I would highlight this past weekend. Okay. So here's what I would do, guys. I would have the blog page and I would say, this past weekend was one of the most memorable Mother's Day ever. I started out by going to church at River Valley, and I would have River Valley hyperlinked. And the reason for this is you want to have as many things, local products you're using, places you've been, all hyperlinked, because Google likes that because it shows that you're active in this area. So this will then push things out to people when they're looking for skincare products or Lash Boost, okay, our big product, okay? So I would talk about going to church with Sophia. I would hyperlink that church. I would talk about going to Minneapolis, picking up Starbucks. I would then talk about going to visit Grandma Jeanette in Cottage Grove and stopping at my favorite flower shop and hyperlink that. And then I would talk about going to the studio and planting the flowers. So I would hyperlink that. And then I would talk about, just the most memorable day. And then I drop in some pictures and I geotag those pictures so that they are coming up in the maps, not just in Hudson, but in other areas. And that's how I would build my blog. And I would do that twice a month. And I would talk about what's going on in my life. All right. And then I would say, oh my gosh. And because it was so, I would make sure I would intersect something about the product I'm wearing. Okay. Whether it's Lash Boost or whether it's the skincare something. Okay. And then I would hyperlink that and bring it directly to my Rodan and Fields page. Okay, so that's how I would do that on a personal brand. Okay, and then I would, have a contact page, and then I would probably have, you might learn that, gosh, you're really good, or people follow you, and you might want to do like a course on something. Maybe it's a course on, skincare routine and how you do it or whatever. I don't know. So those are things that you could do as a personal brand. Okay, and then you're monetizing on the things that you can only create, and only you do. And then the products you use are your MLM, okay? And you always refer back to those products. Does that make sense? So now Google can find you. One question that was brought up is somebody said, Melissa, you can't use home addresses on Google. I need to tell you that. And I'm going to say that is not true. You can use a home address, okay? If you are a franchise, no. That is frowned upon. But as an MLM, you can. All right. I actually have my home address under my brick and mortar. Okay. Ms. Melissa Rose, under that Google business profile, I have my home address. So you can use your home address. If you have another location, fine, great. Okay. But, you can use your home address if you are and this goes for your Google business profile if you are an MLM. Okay. All right. Now I have a bunch of resources here to help you. The first thing I talked about is creating a website. And I really want you to think about the end in mind. Think about what you could do, what you could talk about. What do people ask you about? This is a great way to start. I get a lot of people that ask me, Melissa, I have a question. I need to know what you would do in this situation. And they happen to be a lot about business, of course, and parenting. Okay. So what do people ask you about? Is working online, you already have an MLM, so you're already working online. Is that something that maybe you could create a one-off course or a one-off workshop? Think about that. Now, there's a lot of different program softwares you could use. I am going to recommend Simplero. I use Simplero for all my businesses. It is an all-in-one. Okay? If you go to MsMelissaRose.com, you can click my tools page and look and get my affiliate link there. And I highly recommend Simplero. And the reason why, here's why. It does all the things. You can have courses, memberships. It takes care of your email marketing. So you have all the stats for your email, what's working, who's opening, when they opened it, all the things. You can store all your photography and PDFs and video in that platform. Create landing pages, create and sell products. Okay. So I don't have to have add-ons. I use Simplero, and that is it. That is it. All right. So I highly recommend it, and it's very easy to use. Their back office people are awesome and able to help you. So if you are looking at, I'm interested, I want to start, I think I want to do this, I need a software that does all the things, Simplero is your thing. Go to my tools page, grab my affiliate link, and get started. Okay, and better yet, book a 20-minute call with me and I'll help talk you through any questions that you have on it, okay? The next thing you need to do, you need to create a brand. And a brand is a big project. Colors, font, feel, vibe, energy, all the things. And it can be really fun and it can be really overwhelming. And this is where I am going to refer my good friend Tina Pettis as your go-to gal. In fact, she's doing a workshop Monday, May 22nd, a half-day workshop. to help you get started, to get the tools you need to get started. And this is local to Hudson, Wisconsin. So if you are not local, she is going to be doing a virtual one coming up. But please, if you are local, come join us. And you guys, it's a no-brainer offer. It's only $37. So the link is in the bio to get started. And I'm going, just because it's always good to look at your brand and see if it's capturing and doing what you need it to do. This is a big job if you are starting out, because, and honestly, if you're starting out, you want to get it right. Because you want to get it right because it's not something that you're going to have time to revisit. I mean, a brand overhaul is huge, okay? So you want to take the time, energy, and resources to do it right, and Tina will help us get started. So come to that workshop Monday, May 22nd, and click the link in the bio, and I'll have that there, okay? So those are my tools for you. And then after you have your domain and you've gotten your membership or signed on to Simplero for your software, and you did the brand workshop, you then download my Google workshop. Okay, go to Ms. Melissa Rose MsMelissaRose.com/ work with me and grab my free Google workshop, okay? And this is where I'll walk you through everything Google Business Profile so that your business, your MLM, can come up on the Googles first, okay? And it's not going to be your MLM. It's going to be your personal brand, your website, your personal URL that you choose to use that will then link back to your MLM. That's how you do it. That is how you get found. All right, y'all? I hope this was helpful. I get super excited about this, and I totally get it. Oh, one last thing. If you do have a brick and mortar, like I do, I have the dancing house, but I also have an MLM. I sell Rodan Fields. I have my MLM in the tools in the dancing house and in my coaching. It's just in the tools. It's like products I use, products I love, and I just have that link there. So you can do it both ways, y'all. Okay? Make your businesses work for you. Okay? Hope this was helpful. I got to run to a meeting, and you guys have a great day. We'll see you here, same time, same place. If you love this episode and know somebody else who needs this help, please share it with them and leave an Google review. That would be awesome. But a podcast review, that would be even more awesome because more people need to hear about brick and mortar visibility and how I can help them be the only option in town. Thanks, y'all. Have a great week. We'll see you here, same time, same place. Peace. Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness, you are still here. You are so awesome. So here's what you're going to do. Number one, you're going to click that follow button so that you can get the latest episode of Brick and Mortar Visibility every week. Second, leave an honest rating on Apple iTunes. This is how more people can know about brick and mortar visibility. And number three, come on over to Facebook into the Rebel Women Tribe. The link is in the bio. This is where I hang out and share with you every week the nitty-gritty of running a studio business. I share with you the tips, tools, and strategies that are working right now in my business to help you in yours. It's real, it's raw, it's unfiltered, and it's fun. So come on over. I'd love to meet you.